You climb into bed after a long day. You're exhausted. You close your eyes, and then it starts. That burning. That deep, crawling heat spreading through the bottoms of your feet like you're laying them on hot coals. Maybe it's a dull, throbbing ache in your knees or ankles. Maybe it's both. And no matter which way you shift, which position you try, you cannot get comfortable enough to fall asleep. Sound familiar? If you're watching this right now, there's a very good chance you've had that exact night. Maybe last night, maybe many nights in a row. And what makes it worse is that nobody around you seems to understand how debilitating it really is. They tell you to just stretch more or drink more water. But you already know it goes deeper than that. Here's what most people don't realize. That burning sensation and that throbbing joint pain you feel at night, they are not random. They are not just getting older. They are signals. Your body is telling you something specific is happening. And more importantly, something specific can be done about it. Tonight, I'm going to give you a 3-step nighttime routine you can start doing tonight, right there in your bed, that works on 3 different levels at once. We're talking external, physical, and internal. Each step takes less than 5 minutes. Together, they can cool that fire, drain that pressure from your joints, and help you finally fall asleep without the pain waking you back up at 2 in the morning. Let's get into it. Step 1 is what I call the cooling rub, and this is your external solution. Something you apply directly to the skin for almost immediate relief. Now, before I explain what to use and why it works, let me tell you what's actually happening in your feet when they burn at night. The nerve endings in the soles of your feet are among the most densely packed in your entire body. When circulation slows down, which naturally happens when you lie still after a long day of being on your feet, those nerve endings can become irritated and hypersensitive. Inflammation builds up in the surrounding tissue. Blood that has been pooling in the lower legs all day starts pressing against nerve pathways. The result? That burning, tingling, sometimes pins and needles sensation that makes it impossible to rest. Here's the key advantage of a topical remedy. When you apply something directly to the skin, it bypasses the digestive system entirely. You don't have to wait for a supplement to be absorbed through your gut. The active compounds go to work on the surface tissue and underlying nerve endings almost immediately. So what should you use? Option 1, and my personal favorite for immediate burning sensation, is a ginger-infused oil. You can find this at most health food stores or online. Ginger contains natural compounds called gingerols and shogaols, which have a well-documented ability to reduce localized inflammation and create a mild warming then cooling effect on the skin. Counterintuitively, that warming sensation actually draws circulation to the area and then allows the nerves to calm down. Option 2 is a magnesium spray or magnesium lotion. Magnesium deficiency is extraordinarily common in adults over 60. And here's the connection most people miss. Magnesium plays a direct role in nerve signal regulation. When you're low in magnesium, your nerve cells become overexcitable. They fire too easily and too often. That's a direct contributor to the burning and cramping you feel at night. Applying magnesium topically allows it to absorb through the skin and into the local tissue without the digestive issues some people experience with magnesium supplements taken by mouth. Here's your tip for this step. Always apply to the soles of the feet, not the tops. The skin on the bottom of the foot is thicker, yes, but it is also directly over the highest concentration of nerve endings. Take about a dime-sized amount of your chosen oil or spray and use your thumb to work it into the arch and the ball of each foot using slow, firm, circular motions. Don't rush this. Spend about 30 seconds on each foot. If your joints are also throbbing, knees, ankles, hips, apply a second small amount to those areas using the same circular motion. The goal is absorption and stimulation of circulation, not just surface coverage. You should notice a shift within 5 to 10 minutes. If the burning doesn't fully resolve, that's okay. Step 2 and Step 3 are going to work alongside this to finish the job. Step 2 is what I call the venous pump, and this one is so simple it almost seems too easy. But do not underestimate it, because this single 30-second exercise addresses one of the most overlooked causes of nighttime leg pain in people over 60. Let me explain the problem first. Throughout the day, gravity is constantly pulling blood downward into your legs and feet. Your body fights this through a system that uses the muscles in your calves, your calf pump, to squeeze blood back up toward the heart. Every time you take a step, your calf muscle contracts and pushes venous blood upward. But what happens when you sit for long periods, or when your circulation is already compromised by age, medication, or conditions like diabetes? That pumping mechanism slows way down. Blood starts to pool in the lower legs and feet. The veins expand under the pressure. Fluid leaks into surrounding tissues, causing that heavy, swollen, achy feeling. And when you lie down at night, the pressure shifts but doesn't always resolve. This is called venous insufficiency, and it is one of the most common and underdiagnosed contributors to nighttime joint pain, restless legs, and that burning nerve sensation. The pooled blood isn't just uncomfortable. It creates a low-oxygen, high-pressure environment that directly irritates the nerves and joints surrounding those vessels. The venous pump is the fix, and you're going to do it while lying flat in bed. Here's how. Lie on your back with your legs extended. Now, simply pump your ankles. Flex your feet so your toes point toward your shins, then point them away from you. Flex, point, flex, point. Do this at a steady, medium pace. Not fast, not slow. Think of it like your feet are slowly pressing and releasing an invisible pedal. That's it. That single motion contracts the calf muscle just enough to engage the venous pump. It actively pushes that pooled blood back toward your heart. Within 30 seconds of doing this, most people report a noticeable reduction in the heavy, pressured feeling in their legs. Your tip for this step: set a timer or count to 30. Do not stop at 20, even if you feel relief. The full 30 seconds is what allows the circulation shift to stabilize. If your ankles feel particularly stiff, you can also add slow ankle circles. Rotate each foot gently clockwise for 10 seconds, then counterclockwise for 10 seconds. This mobilizes the joint capsule itself and encourages fresh synovial fluid to lubricate the joint, which reduces that bone-deep aching you feel when inflammation has been sitting in the joint all day. If you are someone who deals with nighttime leg cramps in addition to the burning, this step is especially important for you. Many cramps are triggered by that exact pooling and circulatory stagnation we just talked about. By resetting the flow before you fall asleep, you are dramatically reducing the conditions that allow a cramp to occur in the middle of the night. Do the venous pump immediately after your cooling rub. You want to do both while you're already settled in bed and getting ready to sleep, not before you've gotten under the covers. Step 3 is what I call the anti-inflammatory nightcap, and this is your internal solution, the one that works on the root cause at a systemic level while you sleep. Here's something important to understand. The burning feet and joint pain you experience at night are almost always worse at night for a reason. It's not random timing. During the day, you're moving, you're distracted, your body is in a higher metabolic state. At night, your nervous system shifts into a different mode. Inflammatory processes that were running quietly in the background during the day become more noticeable when everything else slows down. Cytokines, the chemical messengers that signal inflammation, actually have a natural peak in their activity during the nighttime hours. What that means is that giving your body targeted anti-inflammatory support right before bed is one of the most strategically powerful things you can do. The first option, and the one I recommend starting with, is warm turmeric water. Take about 8 ounces of warm water, not boiling, just warm. Add half a teaspoon of high-quality turmeric powder and a small pinch of black pepper. The black pepper is not optional. It contains a compound called piperine that increases the bioavailability of turmeric's active compound, curcumin by up to 2,000%. Without it, most of the curcumin passes through your digestive system without being properly absorbed. Curcumin is one of the most extensively studied natural anti-inflammatories in the world. It works by blocking specific inflammatory pathways, particularly NF-κB signaling, that are directly involved in nerve pain and joint inflammation. Drinking this warm before bed gives curcumin time to begin circulating in your system, just as that natural nighttime inflammatory peak is occurring. The second option, especially for those dealing with neuropathy specifically, is a magnesium and B1 combination. We already talked about magnesium's role in nerve regulation, but vitamin B1, also known as thiamine, deserves special attention here. Thiamine is essential for healthy nerve function, and deficiency in B1 is remarkably common in older adults, especially those who take certain medications like diuretics or proton pump inhibitors. When B1 levels are low, the myelin sheath that protects and insulates your nerves can begin to break down. The result is hypersensitive, poorly regulated nerve signals, which shows up as burning, tingling, and pain. Taking a B1 supplement or a B-complex supplement in the evening alongside your magnesium creates a powerful combination that supports nerve repair and regulation during the overnight hours, which is when your body does its most intensive cellular repair work anyway. An important safety note here. Please, before you start any new supplement routine, have a conversation with your doctor or pharmacist. This is especially important if you are taking blood thinners, diabetes medications, or medications for blood pressure. Some supplements interact with medications in ways that matter, and your provider needs to know what you're taking. This is not me being overly cautious. This is just good sense, and it protects you. The goal with the Nightcap is consistency. Doing this once will give you some benefit. Doing it every night for 2 to 4 weeks is where you will begin to see the real, lasting change in your baseline pain level. Okay, let's bring it all together, because I want this to be so simple that you can remember it tonight without even watching the video again. 3 steps, 3 minutes of your time, every single night before you close your eyes. Step 1. The cooling rub. Take your ginger-infused oil or your magnesium spray and work it into the soles of your feet with slow, firm circles. If your joints are aching, apply to those too. This calms the surface nerve irritation almost immediately by bypassing the digestive system and working directly where the problem is. Step 2. The venous pump. While lying flat, pump your ankles, flex and point for a full 30 seconds. This engages your calf muscle, clears the pooled blood from your lower legs, and removes one of the most common triggers for nighttime joint throbbing and nerve burning. Add ankle circles if your joints are particularly stiff. Step 3. The anti-inflammatory nightcap. Drink a warm glass of turmeric water with a pinch of black pepper, or take your magnesium and B1 combination. This works internally on the systemic inflammation and nutrient deficiencies that sit at the root of chronic nighttime pain, especially in adults over 60. Cooling rub, venous pump, nightcap. That's your routine. External, physical, internal. 3 angles, 1 goal, getting you through the night without the fire. Now, I want to hear from you. Are you going to try this tonight? If the answer is yes, drop the word bedtime in the comments below. I read every single comment, and knowing this is actually helping real people is the whole reason I make these videos. So let me know you're there. And if you want to go deeper on the neuropathy piece specifically, if the burning in your feet has been going on for months or even years, and you suspect nerve damage is part of what's happening, I want you to watch my video on B12 and neuropathy. That video goes into the long-term nutritional strategy for actually rebuilding nerve health from the inside out, not just managing the symptoms night by night. The link is right on your screen. Don't skip it. It could be the most important thing you watch this week. Take care of yourself. You deserve to sleep through the night. And I'll see you in the next one.